The scribes and Pharisees were wild with rage, and Jesus said, "Woe unto you, you scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You stand within the way, you block the door, you will not go into the kingdom, and you turn aside the pure in heart who are about to enter in. Woe unto you, you scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You compass, encircle, sea and land to make one proselyte, one convert, and when he has been made he is a son of hell, just like yourselves. Woe unto you who call yourselves the guides of men, and you are guides, blind guides. For you pay tithes of cumin, mint and dill, yes, you pay your 10% church taxes with flavoring herbs of little substance, and leave undone the weightier matters of the law, of judgment, justice, faith, the true nutriments of your spiritual diets. You filter out the gnats before you drink, but then you swallow camels and the like. Woe unto you, you scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You clean and scour the outside of the cup, while it is full of filth, extortion and excess. Go to and clean the inside of the cup, and then the poisonous fumes will not defile the outside of the cup. Woe unto you, you scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You are yourselves like whitewashed sepulchres, yes, like camouflaged tombs. Your outer garbs are beautiful, but you are full of dead men's bones. You seem to men to be divine, but in your hearts you nourish lust, hypocrisies, and vile iniquities. Woe unto you, you scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You build and then adorn the tombs of holy men of old and say, "If we had lived when these men lived, we would have guarded them, would not have acted as our fathers did, when they maltreated them and put them to the sword. But you are sons of them who slew the holy men, and you are not a bit, more just, or fair-minded, than they. Go forth and fill the measure of your fathers who were steeped in crime. You are offsprings of the vipers, and how can you be but serpents of the dust? God now has sent again to you his prophets and his seers, his wise men and his holy men, and you will scourge them in your synagogues, and stone them in the streets, and nail them to the cross. Woe unto you, for on your heads will come the blood of all the holy men who have been slain upon the earth. From righteous Abel down to Zacharias, son of Barachias, who was slain within the holy place before the altar of the Lord. Behold, I say that these things all shall come upon this nation and the people of Jerusalem." And Jesus looked about and said, "Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou cruel city of Jerusalem, that slays the prophets in the streets and kills the holy men whom God has sent to you. Lo, look, I would oft have gathered you as children to the fold of God, but you would not. You have rejected God, and now your house is desolate, and you shall see me not again till you can say, Thrice blessed is the Son of Man who comes as Son of God." Then Jesus went and sat beside the treasury and watched the people as they paid their tithes. The rich men came and gave of their abundance, and then he saw a poor but loyal widow come and put a farthing, a fourth of a penny, in the treasure box. And then he said to his disciples who were standing by, "Behold, for this poor widow who has put a farthing, a fourth of a penny, in the treasury has done more than they all. For she has given all she had, the rich have given just a little share of what they have." A company of Grecian Jews were at the feast, and they met Philip, who could talk with them, and said, "Sir, we would see the Lord, this Jesus, who is called the Christ." And Philip led the way, and brought them to the Christ. And Jesus said, "The hour has come, the Son of Man is ready to be glorified, and it cannot be otherwise. Except a grain of wheat fall into earth and die, it can be nothing but a grain of wheat, but if it die it lives again, and from its grave 100 grains of wheat arise. My soul is troubled now, what shall I say?" And then he, Jesus, cast his eyes to heaven and said, "My Father God, I would not ask to be relieved of all the burdens I must bear, I only ask for grace and strength to bear the burdens whatsoever they be. This is the hour for which I came to earth, O Father, glorify thy name." And then the place was lighted with a light more brilliant than the noonday sun, The people stood aback, they were afraid. And then a voice that seemed to come from heaven said, "I have both glorified my name and yours, and I will honor them again." The people heard the voice, and some exclaimed, "Behold, a distant thunder," others said, "An angel spoke to him." But Jesus said, "This voice was not for me, it was for you, that you might know that I am come from God. Now is the judgment of the world at hand. The prince of darkness shall be manifest and go unto his own. The Son of Man will now be lifted up from earth, and he will draw all men unto himself." The people said, "The law declares that Christ abides forevermore. How can you say, the Son of Man will now be lifted up? Who is the Son of Man?" And Jesus said to them, "The light is shining now, walk in the light while you still have the light. The darkness comes, but he who walks in darkness cannot find the way. Again I say, walk in the light while you still have the light, that men may know that you are sons of light." And Jesus stood out in the temple porch, and made his last appeal unto the multitudes. He said, "He who believes in me, believes in God who sent me forth to do his will, and he who sees me now beholds my Father God. Behold, I came a light unto the world, he who believes in me shall walk in light, the light of life. You men who hear me now, if you believe me not, I judge you not. I am not come to judge the world, but I am come to save the world. God is the only judge of men, but what I speak will stand against you in the day when God will judge the world. For from myself I do not speak, I speak the words that God has given me to speak." And then he said, "Jerusalem, with all your glory and your crimes, farewell.